Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. There was a brief audio driver related issue there. Getting right back into the action here. Seeing right where we left off. Blame Maniac. True. I don't know what we're blaming him for, but blame him for something. Status quo is largely continued. Lanes are still overall favoring Hollywood team. The
Looter is once again dominating last hits.
Yeah, he has like 1 million. He's sitting almost double what the next highest person has, and has 1,000 more net worth than anyone else in the server. You're at 6
how many
minutes.
last hits he's got? He didn't even need to buy tangos.
Yeah, that's true. He's already got his boots to travel now.
Yep, 6 minutes BOTs. 7, I guess. Yeah. Lanes are going how, Vex gets the max damage snake, and then,
Yep.
they go and click him. Snapfire cookies him when he's pretty much safe. Let's go.
He's gonna take quite a bit of damage here.
Level 5 on Darkseer.
Even with a Ring of Region, it's just not
stuff.
the most ideal situation to be in, especially getting in by a second snake afterwards.
Raindrops needed, and it's just a hard lane, honestly.
Oh, they're gonna get him with the decay.
Solo kill. Chrono, man, drops the big
Okay,
ball.
that's the explanation. I was like, why'd he do that? And it was because of the Zeus ult. It's quite a lot to drop at this point.
Oh, Dusty coming in. No mana. You'll have mana soon if he pops that wand.
And there it is. Got a second scythe there. Sit, says Looter. It's not very nice. Bliss responds with an entirely irrelevant retort. And then the same retort again. Arrow comes out, misses everyone because he already revealed his presence there. As Dire just gets the hell out of dodge. You know, it's really sad when you're when it's 8 minutes, you're against the Medusa lineup and you're already like, oh, we gotta get back, we can't be fighting right now.
Yep, Medusa Gaming.
Full length arrow, it's
one
Zeus
point
here.
Ghost Shroud.
I mean, yeah, it's against Zeus. If you get Ghost Shroud, you just die instantly.
Yeah, but there's other lanes that you'll go to that.
That's true. Like, you can go to bot where you can just get shotgun in the head and die to Ion Shell. Or you can go to top where Undying can take 90 of your strength, or 80 of your damage, 4 of your strength, just like 900 of your HP instantly, just gone.
I don't know, it's just, you get a scythe kill, you pop Ghost Shroud, and you're back at full HP.
I mean, you're gonna be back at full HP anyway.
I need mana, but yeah.
Lord picking up his
Looter's smart. He's not gonna press Ghost Shroud when he's gonna get Banana Slam jammed by Chrono, Zeus, and
well, I mean, it's just so much less useful than the other skills in this game, so definitely get it. Like, it really does not.
Okay.
It doesn't give you anything but just misery and death, whereas, you know, you can have actual skills there. Apparently, he does not want his 10 trait, though, so there you go. In fairness, it's not like his 10 traits are very impressive, so you gotta do that. It's slightly better Reaper's Scythe cast range, or Heart Stop, or a Sack Duration. Great. They're trying to run over Princess here, which I gotta say, not the most advisable course of events. Vex is actually gonna survive the Scythe.
Oh,
much more. The wall comes down, but he died before he got to vacuum, so.
Oh boy, oh. Here comes the Necro. He's gonna get some kills.
3 kills for Raiding here, loss of 2, but they got the Darkseer and only lost supports to do it. Ultimately, a pretty sizable sum of money.
Sizable.
A very sizable sum of money.
Size of money, yeah.
Comes up primarily going into Necro's pocket. If we look at the net worth chart here, 6K compared to second place is 4.5. He's 1,500 gold ahead of second place.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, he's pretty good at farming, and he's got TP boots, so he gets to farm and go kill some peoples.
There is one slight bit of respite for Team Dusty. At the very least, second place is being traded between Faceless Void, who's not relevant to this specific topic, and Zeus, who is at least pretty good at dealing with the Necro. Pretty good into this guy. That's why the guy couldn't level his W for so long. He's, you know, Necro, like I was saying about Undying earlier, Necro wants these long, drawn-out fights where he gets to abuse his healing as much as possible, abuse his Heartstopper Aura as much as he can, get you down, get back up from his regen, right? Whereas Zeus wants to, don't laugh, what happened to you? Zeus wants to do very short-term engagements, wants to just blow you up with a bunch of magic alpha damage. You guys don't know how brave I'm being as a princess. It's true. Last time Princess picked Medusa in this tournament, he threw a game, so it's pretty brave to pick it up here. Solo Chrono coming out on the Necro. The comes out from the Snapfire, and they're gonna get rid of him.
700 gold, the Barrel Rider.
The Medusa's gonna come out. The back of the line here.
Zeus is gonna run out.
Necro bought back.
Children? I don't know. Do it, Scythe? Scythe? Okay.
No balls. Oh, balls.
Yep.
Third Scythe coming out.
Third Scythe, third stack. Oh. It's gonna be a beefy boy. You know,
that's the most literal.
That's the Cranberry Sprite vac wall right there.
That is the most literal interpretation of the phrase wall of illusion I've ever seen. That's amazing. He literally just said, "Do not pass," and Necro said, "Okay."
Do not pass. Alright, I won't.
Brave buyback from Necro there has not actually set him back terribly much because of the kill he got. He's only lost, really, about 500 gold of his advantage compared to second place, which has now become Medusa, who is also going to get to eat a very big stack in the back of the map here.
This is the most amount of stacks I've seen in an LD12 game that's not me playing Beastmaster.
You should,
what's going on here, guys?
You have not been paying attention in PvC pipe games, then.
Real? Lots of stacks in that one?
Yeah, Flusky makes giant stacks, and they usually lose them because nobody can actually do them.
Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll take note of that.
Yeah, there you go. In the event that both of you win next week.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, I say next week.
Do you not believe
really,
in
like
us? Do you not
hey,
believe
it's
in us
not necessarily you. I could be talking about not believing in PvC.
It's true.
I mean, you always have to have some weird choke on the bracket somewhere, right? You know, one of you is gonna choke statistically, most likely.
Yep.
Who's gonna choke?
That PvC team's pretty good because they're smart and realize they can't ban out auto except for, you know, Sand King, and they go, well, Cranberry Sprite's got a pretty bannable pool, so we'll ban that, and then life is hard. But, you know.
Felt like that glyph lasted half a century. Top T1 going down here. It's actually the first tower in the whole map to fall, but the traditional Radiant bot T1 falls as well. Fairly close time.
Yep.
Both teams just traded T1s.
I'm glad we're not having a 6-person party mid the whole game, but
I mean, you say that, but I mean, look at this.
Oh, it's coming.
Boy, going for the classic combination of Maelstrom plus Tangos.
Tango Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Takes two to tango Maelstrom.
It's a great build, Dusty.
Barrel's sitting, stroking his dick in the corner, waiting for the Necro to...
It's a family show.
Oh. That's true. Cryptic's kid could be watching.
It's true. Carp has 2 kids. His second child was born like 2 or 3 days ago, but could be watching.
Damn.
This is
World's best chrono.
quite the ambitious chronosphere, I must say. Global
Oh
silence
no.
immediately
Oh no.
immediately stops the Snapfire ult, and as predicted, is
Back
going
wall.
to cover the cover Looter's ult there. Make sure
Big
it
kills
cannot be
coming out
interrupted.
though.
I mean, they got Majwani.
Alright. They got Magina.
So they got the Dire got a really big kill by trading their Pause 1 for the enemy Pause 3 lowest net worth core in this. Oh wait, no, Vex's second lowest net worth core in the server, and also Looter got another side stack. But if you ignore all that, it's basically a valuable trade.
Are fortified.
A Looter is looking on track to have 10k net worth at 20 minutes.
Only the wary might find us.
And he's still got his Tango just in case he needs a little bit of HP regen.
True.
Has fallen.
He's sitting bottom wondering, why did I come down here?
Yep, he has
Didn't he run
Moonlight
under-
Shadow, but
oh.
it's going to go out very soon.
Nah, he's not killing. He's just pushing wave.
They're actually going to all start running at him here. Run into Pit Lord instead. Looter cares not about the plight of the Pit Lord and allows the enemy team to walk away. Dusty doing the GG jungle up at top during this time.
Weatherspoon is farming the good old camperonis.
Yeah, that's his name, Dusty Weatherspoon. That's what I said earlier, right?
Wonderhoy. No, I think you said Dusty Rusty Finger. Or something like that.
No, I
Yeah.
said Rusty Badfinger.
Rusty Badfinger the Third. Burger King foot lettuce.
It's not how this bit is going to go. We're shutting it down here.
Understandable.
Already.
Ah,
This is why
Majwani
you
just
have me
takes the watcher
forever.
right back.
Let's go, guys. Let's all stand. Stand and watch. As that Underlord just stands there and watches too. This is the kind of party moves I like.
Yeah, this is a big containment strategy from Pit Lord because he got 4 people to just sit in the jungle looking at him doing nothing else while everyone else on his
Yeah,
team
it's
farmed.
nuts.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
is
great
under
for
attack.
the
Radiant
Medusa
structures
lineup.
are fortified.
Looter's just getting big. Yep. 10k before 20
Okay,
minutes.
before 20, yep.
Pretty good.
Travels, SNK, Bracer.
He's unkillable. Unless they get all 5 spells on him, he does not die.
Very ambitious arrow. Actually does end up stunning the Zeus here, though they have no idea that happened. Necro TPing in. Ooh, the Darkseer's going to try and get out. He is actually going to succeed. Until they get rid of...
Alright, we're
until
back
they
to
have
party
a,
mid lane.
Yep.
Let's go.
Until they have a more reliable way to get rid of Surge, it's going to happen very consistently here.
Yep, they just don't have many stuns.
Yep, nobody does. It's been a problem this
really.
entire season in LD2L, really, is there's been a lot of 0 stun lineups. Or
Wait till you see
limited stun
our
lineups.
team. Sometimes our team has good stuns, sometimes we don't.
Sometimes you have mid-CM.
No comment. Actually, my comment will be, if we had a real mid here, if we had real mids, yeah, game would be pretty easy.
True. Can we just
But when I
can we
get
just
it
say
written
on
there,
record that
it's
your
mid.
mid player is not a real mid?
He's not a mid player, he's a carry player.
Yeah, he's playing mid. He's not a real
He
mid.
never
he's
claimed to be a mid
He's a
player.
fake news mid. Ooh, nope. Arrow
Ain't no
just
way.
barely doesn't get the Zeus. They don't actually see him in
Scythe
time to
would've
get
been worth.
the pit up.
I think Scythe would have been worth there. You
Yeah,
wouldn't get
maybe.
a stack, but you already have so many. You'll get more. Aeon!
Yeah, that's a bit interesting.
mean,
Just wants to survive
I don't
Chrono.
know.
It's the only real way they can kill him at this juncture. But I think honestly probably the better solution there is to just get things that make killing you in Chrono hard, like just get like a Shiva's Guard or something.
I think you literally just get a heart.
Yeah, you get a heart.
Or heart, or Shivas, yeah. If you're looter, I think you're fine with getting a heart or just buy a strength. Well, damn. pumping damage.
Quite a large, ambitious fight over here.
Scythe coming out.
Yep. Again, the global
He's
silence
playing
comes
League
out
of Legends
to,
here.
Ooh, man, look at all this reach.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody on his
Big
team
Zen.
cares.
They were close.
They were close, but no cigar. But one knee. Global's in a very awkward position. I don't know if he realized Void had no mana. Probably not. If he had gone like to cut off Void's retreat there instead of where he would have run if he had just stayed aggressive, I think Void there just actually dies.
Intriguing. Most intriguing.
Quit clicking.
Princess is getting money.
Darkseer Axe coming out relatively
Axe
quick.
Rush.
Yep.
Not against it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Kind of the only item you buy on Darkseer to make sure you actually have impact aside from your own course.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I mean the problem is, like I said, just against the Pit Lord, it's hard to swallow.
Yep.
It's gonna be very weak illusions. You might as well just pick Shadow Demon at that point.
Damn. And the thing with Deuce Illusion is it won't die, and
Yeah, there's that.
Necro Illusion, you get the Ghost Heartstopper aura, and you get any auras Underlord builds, so it's not necessarily about the damage, the right click damage entirely.
True.
But
It's just I feel like it's like 98% about the right click damage, and if you don't have that, then none of those other perks are really worth anything.
copies are pretty good.
There we go.
Looter's not very... Looter's pretty smart, so he's not going to build a Radiance and give them free Radiance, but...
Yeah, instead, he's even canceled the Aeon Disc and just gone for Dagon instead. He has decided that he is, in fact, not going to die to the Chronospheres in the future after all.
He has 40 regen at 23 minutes, and he's only going to get more, so... Dugwood with the Solar. Pretty based, honestly.
The, Darkseer there
high
just took
tower?
a full-length
No,
stun. Oh, well, there's a fake Thugwood. There is a dead Thugwood.
Oh! There we go.
And there's a
The
dead
illusion
Vex.
comes out.
Global Silence is going to stop the
Illusion is
Snapfire, but
burning.
so much of it got out before that came out, unfortunately.
That... Super
And,
strong.
yep. As a result, the Necro is actually going to die.
Great solid.
That's very sad if you're Necro, if the Global just comes out the first artillery strike shot from the Snapfire, he definitely lives. Bit of a pain.
Indeed. Can we
Axe
get an
comes
item
out.
check? I want to see how
No.
many, Oh, Ags comes out on barrel. Sick. I want to see
Right.
how many tangos we still have at 24 minutes.
The answer is Looter and
2.
Bliss.
Nice. And a Fairy Fire. Cool.
What do I know?
Pretty fun game.
Yep. It's kind of on a glacial pace at this point.
This is why Deuce is broken in LD2L. You have a lineup that could really freaking own, but,
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how this lineup owns, to be honest with you.
I don't know, you Chrono Necro and he dies, and then you got
Yeah,
a
there
back
you go.
wall going on.
You Chrono Necro, then he dies, you make the wall that does no damage and has no follow-up. And Pit Lord
Yeah, it
being
does
anywhere
no damage
near
at
anything.
all. It does 0 damage, worthless ability, don't even bother using it. True. I don't know.
The big
don't
problem
think this-
is like, just at the end of the day, they suffer so much, especially because he got the bite. They suffer so much by having the Pit Lord at the enemy team. Most of the big advantages and big plays that they've had have just been at points when he was just away doing something weird at an awkward time.
Yep.
Against something that looks a little bit more like a fair fight, it's just very hard for the Dire to do anything, but you have situations like that where Midge1 was doing a camp while the rest of his team were up in the Dire's face, and they got to run over them for it. Whereas if Midge1 was there, they have like no opportunity at all, basically.
Yep. If it's a 5v5, it's a hard fight, but you know, I think part of doing well in LD2L is realizing when a fight is not fair and you avoid it or take advantage of it.
Kids see ghosts or space program. Okay.
What is this?
I don't know. Probably 2 more weird albums. Look at that. Look at this poor Lucian. Just did 200 damage total. That's 10% of his HP bar, baby. That's serious.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep.
You
know, I think you get pipe aura and damage reduction on it, so.
Yep.
In a real fight, it'd be pretty nice.
Kind of the fundamental issue of Darkseer and the LD2Ls. You really do just often have games where it's like the guy's only utility really just turns into Surge and Vacuum. That's pretty much it. At this point in the game.
At the end of the day, Darkseer is like a support type offlane. He's really good at buffing people up, and it's kind of hard to, like, you can solo impact a game on Darkseer, but you know you need an Ags and a Blink and.
Yeah, I think you can solo impact a game as a Darkseer, but it has to be the right game. Like, it's
a lot
out
harder
of your control
than like an LC. Like an LC, you literally blink blade mail. Oh, you just solo killed somebody. You know, that's pretty easy.
There are binary ways to shut that down, but yeah, whereas Darkseer, it's like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess the big distinction is, like, LC needs to not have a bad situation, whereas Darkseer needs to have a good situation, and those are 2 very different things.
Like I said, Darkseer and Underlord both have really good farming abilities, and good
Both
ways
of them
to
are at
help
the
out
bottom
their
of the
team.
chart.
Yet, we have 1 aura on each, and we don't even have an aura on Vex at 28 minutes. If you look at games where Darkseer does well, he probably has a mech and a pipe, or a mech and a crimson at like ridiculous times, like 18 minutes. You know,
There's an interesting concept for a go here. The Undying just going to die immediately. Beryl tries to throw out his ult once the global silence is gone, but doesn't actually find anything. Ultimate trade here is a support for a support, except one of those supports got a scythe kill, and oh, okay. Okay, well that's horrible for Void, who just lost 2 int and a 1v1 with the pause 1. Vex. Oh my god. Believe that was the old Discord restart issue there. So, it'll be fun to explain all that to Cranberry when he comes back in here in a minute or 2.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Well, I mean, that was just a massive disaster for the Dire. That was as bad as things could get, and as sort of predicted, that's how a fair fight is just, I think, naturally going to go, especially at this point. Especially with the advantages that the Dire has in this lineup. It's like, the Darkseer had a really great engagement, couldn't do anything, because his pick is just so far gone. This had a really great engagement, and he just couldn't do anything because, oh, Cranberry's back, hooray!
I am back.
You just fell issue to the Discord randomly restarting in the middle of a screen sharing glitch. Congratulations, I wonder how much that's going to happen this season. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know when it was introduced precisely, but it's a very annoying one. Here's what you missed. The Dire lost 5. All they got was Silencer. Void lost Int and a 1v1 with Medusa. Actually, he lost a 1v2 with Medusa, where he had Darkseer helping him.
That's about right. And that's right there is also a reason why Darkseer's Ags is kind of good. You can make illusions off of the Mantas and go pew 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 pew, but you know, Darkseer bad hero in LD2L for some reason. Oh, where?
That was a very interesting Interesting
going-
decision on the part of Barrel Rider. I believe he might have tilted at this point.
Watch out, Barrel might drop slurs. Turn the chat off.
True.
Getting scared.
I don't know why they're splitting up here. It seems like a good time to stick together, team. Just knocked out the Snapfire, which so far to this point has been like a major instrumental factor of basically every bit of success that the Dyers had. Seems like this is a good time to be pushing, but again, they're showing a lot of restraint in situations where they have a clear advantage. Seems to be kind of an issue. Kind of had this issue back in week 1 with this lineup.
Big punch coming out, but no stuns, so game is hard. Oh, Zeus is
Why
showing
did he
up.
walk back into that? He's still not gonna die. They dropped global, not global. They dropped world lightning on that. He still took a chrono to die. Having to drop 3 ults to kill Silencer might be the definition of not worth it.
Zeus gets full arrowed. Gonna give Looter a chance to die.
Looter walks very far forward while the rest of his team is still standing at the T2.
The 2 heroes that make it kind of hard to play the game are left alive but alone, so...
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, triple
That
kill
was
coming out on Dusty.
Yep. Almost got the ultra there, but Bliss stole it, and yeah, right when it looks like this game is just all said and done, we get the sudden freak team wipe here. Which, I mean, I'd love to say it was a massive, ingenious play from the Dusty lineup, but I do think that just had a lot more to do with, like, just really questionable decision-making. Like, look at this! What was the plan here on Carlos's part?
Loses all of his HP. Keep that energy.
True. And then he gets tipped.
Big tips.
By everybody. And he kind of deserves it. Questionable decision-making there.
You know, it was
very
a
odd.
nice chrono with Tombstone on the outside. Makes it pretty hard to fight into.
On one hand, the Chronosphere was pretty good. On the other hand, I don't know why Necro was sitting in the middle of 5, 3 hours away from his closest teammate.
You know, there's methods to some people's madness, and we can't always tell.
And there's methods to some people's madness, too. Snapfire's picked up a gem here. Presumably in an effort to deliver it as soon as possible to the enemy team.
The Barrel Rider Classic, honestly.
Crimson Guard is up on the Pit Lord at this point.
Nice.
Going for the Halberd again next. I can't say it feels like anywhere near as good of a game for it.
Arrow?
Maximum.
Oh my god.
Arrow, yep.
From the back of the field, holy.
And you remember that thing I was saying about Jim? Instant delivery service to the other team.
Oh my god.
The moments, there it goes.
You know, and that's just a
Thugwood
Thugwood classic right there. Going Chris Kyle on him from back of the court all the way down there. You know?
Undying, his name is now filled with irony. It's a little bit more of what this team's fight should probably look like. Gonna split here a little bit, which is not gonna really help them catch the Necro, though the Force Staff plus the Necro Shard might, or not.
Now they're going pretty deep, but they don't have any of their Tomb or their Snapfire to pull up the Chrono, so
nope.
They're gonna wait for the next fight to do that, which I think is fine, because they're not getting anything out of this on the Radiant with buildings.
Nope.
They're going down a lane where they have to go high ground to get anything valuable.
I'm gonna try and move out to mid here.
As they should. They should. Has there been a Roshan?
Looks like Radiant's
First
trying
Roshan.
it. Yep. Meanwhile, Dyer's going to do their Tormentor.
Roshan. Yep.
Radiant Tormentor.
Which, by the way,
gone.
fun fact: if you do a lot of armor reduction to the Tormentor, you don't take any reflection damage from it, really.
There you go.
If you sit there with a Razor ult and just let it chip down the armor and then do some damage, it doesn't do any damage to you. You can just solo it, so it's pretty interesting.
Zeus sends out the scouting ult here to find them in Roche. TB's now coming in.
They are
full
across
force.
the map. They should just get their waves in.
That's funny.
Thug would. Oh my god.
Radiant immediately retaliating here.
Oh no.
They
Oh
sent
wait.
Dusty in to die. They sent Dusty in to
No.
die!
No. Please, I beg you.
Both teams are just disengaging. Neither
Oh
team
my-
actually wants to take a fight here. They're both incredibly scared.
Imagine if Looter was in the right spot there. Dead Dust.
Oh, they're gonna
Nice little
find...
punch coming out on the Copless.
Find
Copless
Silencer.
panic drops the... Oh, arrow caught by the Darkseer. Looter's trying to find an angle to get Siphon somebody.
Oh,
Big
Maniac
Deuce
won't
ult.
be too hard. Oh no, Maniac is
Maniac's
gonna be
dead.
too hard because he's just gonna die instantly. Faceless Void tries to pop in here, but he gets silenced at an awkward time and dies.
Oh, unfortunate.
And Copless says
Question mark drops.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
and then he gets tipped.
Tip comes out. Princess is focusing on the cool things, which are objectives.
And he gets it. Aegis comes out. 36 minutes.
Classic.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, you have a solar crest, so I feel like you could just do it way sooner, but, you know. Legend
Gonna attempt
noob.
to take uphill.
I think they can.
Yeah, more than likely, especially considering neither Void nor Zeus actually had the buy here. They do have the glyph, which is going to be ignoring for them. The next wave is quite a long ways out.
Arrow catch to
Luckily
the face,
for,
Arrow Rider.
There we go. I was gonna say, luckily for the Dire, the Radiant are not, or the Radiant, the Dire are not going to exercise their privileges of fortification here. T3 going down.
I was Barrel right now. I would grab my Undying and throw him at the Necro. Feed him.
Well, I don't think Barrel'd actually taken his gem off Courier by the time he died earlier there, so there's that at least.
Yeah.
They're
you know,
skipping town. Dustin smoking out.
Amazon drone delivery. They're just, I think they're waiting for somebody to step out.
That's not gonna happen. I would be a little surprised if anyone from Dire went off from tower range for like the rest of the game, basically, except for maybe Darkseer Void, which you're not gonna easily get here.
Yeah.
Darkseer gets himself a Crimson Guard.
Pretty good pickup. I would like to see it a little sooner.
Yeah,
What do you think about
it
that?
is a little and a little late, but it's not unusable by any
Maniac
extent.
is once again, first in, first out. You know,
Backs out.
Tower is under attack.
nice Elu's coming out, but you know, there's no Chrono, so what are you gonna do?
And nice illusions coming out, but into the Pit Lord passive, and the Crimson Guard, and the armor they can
Yes,
buff with
thanks
themselves.
for the reminder.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know, eventually they'll get a full team fight where Maniac's not in a Chrono / dead, and
Dire's top barracks
That's a lot to wish for at this point, to be honest with you.
I know.
It's kind of a tall order to wish for another team fight at this juncture, I think.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have no glyph.
Middle tower has fallen.
Radiant
Radiant's
does.
bottom tower
Faceless
is
Void
under
is
attack.
skipping town. He wants to go take this wave that's way pushed up out down a bot.
He should just be cut mid, but you know.
Snapfire is going to be artillerying mid. T3 going to go down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Arrow to the face again. This is why Thugwood
Dire's middle
exhibits domination on the Marana.
middle barracks are
People
under
just love touching arrows with their face.
is
And,
under
you know,
attack.
Barrel Rider getting the tip for his quick and untimely death.
Dire's middle barracks.
Radiant don't really have anything else to do here at the moment because there's just no T2 lost in the off lane. Off lane is pushed way the hell back for them. So for now, it's time to take a powder for at least a minute. The
Yeah,
looter is
they
immediately
have,
going to try and fix this.
nice little tier 2 protection.
The T2 is
That's
about
why it's kind of important to get all your towers. So if you do win a fight pretty well, you can just get mega.
Dire are scanning.
we have
Yeah,
scanned
doesn't
out
matter.
where the Pit Lord is. Pit Lord having a 1v1 with a very aggressive looking Void. Faceless Void runs in on this guy, and it's like the worst possible person for Void to find. They were really probably hoping for just Medusa here or something. With enough people out here, they're gonna probably kill him, but it's like such a huge investment getting it
to
done.
the face once again. Double Dusa illusions. Gonna do some nice damage. Everybody's kind of walking away though. Vex just needs to chill out a bit. There you go. Another Dusa illusion to pump some damage out. The Underlord is nowhere to be seen.
Princess actually stopped AFK. Yeah, actually stopped AFK.
30 seconds on the Aegis.
Yeah, presumably just trying to get that to pop.
To some...
I mean, he's probably just gonna not kill himself and wait for the regen.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. Just gonna have to wait for the regen to pop.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, at this point you're losing almost not. Is that okay? Copless with the level 2 Dagon.
Holy sh! Yeah, that's wonderful.
Regen is out. They're going to do a very pointless Medusa ult, not Medusa ult, very pointless ult out of the Mirana here to hide Medusa. She walks directly under a tower and just does it. Here comes another Snapfire Artillery Barrage. Look at all the damage it doesn't do with the Pit Lord Pipe here.
Just good movement speed.
And that's Megas. What a whimper for this game to go out on.
Chrono!
With the Chrono out there, but with the Pit Lord standing right next...
No mana already.
Yeah, with the Pit Lord standing right next to Medusa and the Crimson Guard out, the only thing that happens is...
dead, no wall.
Yep, Medusa loses like half of her mana, and that's it, just kills everybody.
Oh, that's anti-climactic ending right there.
Dusty is coming to feed and says GG.
Don't kill him,
it just gives Looter the
gave him the
rampage.
Oh, how nice. Maybe LD12 isn't dead.
Maybe. But I tell you one thing that is this Dusty lineup. Who, I mean, the Dusty lineup. Well, I mean, if nothing else, it's very typical of this season.
I really thought it could go game 3, but, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's because I lied to you before the cast started and said that this was game 2 of 3.
Well, I don't remember the results of this, so
yeah.
I believe they could do it if they.
You were misdirected by me. I mean, this is just the second verse. I think this is just kind of second verse, same as the first, except a couple of the hats switched out. They really did not have a very good answer for the Pit Lord in particular. Majwani finally got his chance to shine, as his kit pretty much put everything that the Dire had on offer more or less away. Like, when he got that pipe,
kind of rough.
Just the simple act of him getting the pipe meant that he had an answer of some kind, be it his passive or his item, to everybody on the team that, like, super debilitated, like, everybody. Basically, every success that, you know, as mentioned earlier, every success that the Dusty team kind of had in this game was when Majwani got distracted and, like, wandered away from his team. Every time he was there, every time he was with them, it was like, you could beat Necro for an hour. You could get 5 men in the wall, you could get 5 men in the Chrono, you could get 5 men in the Artillery Barrage, and it does, like, half of one person's HP pool, at most maybe, and then Necro just gives it all back, resets the fight on them, turns it around, gets rid of them. The Mirana has the Grease as well, pulls that out. The Spirit Vessel as well pulls that out. Interestingly, no Spirit Vessel on the Dire, even though the Necro did not ever actually go BKB, which is interesting. But
I mean, why would he?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a Spirit Vessel, why would you? But
you know, I think both teams could have done some work here, but you know,
it's
Princess farmed enough, and the auras came out on Underlord to protect the rest of his team, because they kind of don't work for Dusa, but you know, Mana Boots and Guardian Greaves are a lot of HP for the Dusa.
Yep. Well, the Mana Boots are gonna be helping her out. The Pipe and Crimson Guard are, of course, gonna be helping her out here. Yeah, I mean, this is
They don't really do much. It's weird because it's not like she's not HP damage. It's the mana. It's broken. It's weird. She doesn't get too much help from those auras.
well, she gets the guaranteed damage soak from the pipe in every case, so it's going to be at least that much, even if the rest of it is just completely bones. But either way, long
Yeah,
story short, yeah, they just didn't really have any particularly satisfying answers to have felt like anybody in the core lineup. The silencer kind of flopped at some points, and there were definitely some strategic and tactical blunders committed by the Hollywood lineup. But like, again, it just really doesn't feel like it matters when you've got a team that like it feels like what we've really got is that you've got Faceless Void, two supports that go really well with Faceless Void, and two guys who go as badly as possible with either each other or the Faceless Void. You know, one thing that I didn't really hammer on is like kind of the anti-chemistry between the
yeah,
Darkseer and the Faceless Void. I mean, getting the vacuum everybody into the Chronosphere is great, but also you're just one ability basically when Faceless Void is on the field. It's
yep.
very awkward. The yeah, it just did not go well. And I mean, what do you expect? They literally got a new guy in today, and Dusty had to play pause one. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, kind of awkward.
And at the
So
end of the day, you know, this is where we usually do the team rundowns, and you know, this season I haven't been doing the individual player profiles really quite so much because, well, it's kind of a scuffed season. I feel like I would be kind of unfair going into methodical detail on a lot of these guys. It's like I'm not gonna sit there and beat up Dusty for being like a bad pause one player because he didn't want to be a pause one
his
player.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
just showed up, and that's where he ended up. He's
Dusty team, just one of the many just Island of Misfit Toys teams this season with just a bunch of guys playing off of comfort. You know, just to be blunt, it's like every single one of the three of those teams got eliminated in the first round here on this bracket, right? You know, the three teams that I feel like
yeah,
most fit that description were the bottom side of the scoreboard, were the bottom side of the bracket, and failed to make any ground in any of them. Every series a 2-0 this week. I don't think much is just surprising there. I think, if anything else, this is a real expose on the importance of playing your more comfortable roles, or at least having a majority of people. I mean, you know, like I said before, right? If you want to try and transition to another role, just running a season of it in LD2L to at least see if that's worth trying or not is a great idea.
yeah.
But the problem is that when four people on your team are trying a new role, then
Yeah.
not great,
And
not set up for success.
it's hard to develop a hero pool if you don't play 50 games a week, and even then that's a pretty astronomical number for anybody who's not a pro Dota player. So it's kind of difficult to be able to be a valuable player in a role that you don't play that doesn't share heroes with the other roles that you play. So
Yep.
it's pretty easy to go from 4 to 5. They're not too similar in gameplay when it comes to support differences, but you can play similar heroes and similar roles. But going P1 to mid or P1 to offlane, kind of hard. Vice versa.
Yep, you just saw a lot of that happening on this lineup through this season. You saw the same thing happening as well to the Roxy team, to the to the Gotham team to a lesser degree, because you did have Code Line. Like, it was less like a forced thing, because it was like Code Line wanted to learn Pause 1. Gotham, like, is kind of vaguely a mid player, but it's like easily his least played role. So really on that team, you had two guys in like very important spots learning. It's just, I mean, what can I tell you? It's a real contribution to the scuffedness of this season that it feels like, unfortunately, we were kind of probably destined to see. I think the one team that got eliminated that had potential to really turn it around and like really hang with the big boys was probably the Cryptic lineup, but unfortunately, yeah, the morale issues there. I just don't think the Dusty lineup was ever destined for glory here, which is unfortunate. I don't think it was really any of
Yeah.
their faults. I think that's just auction draft, and I think that's just a low player turnout making the draft awkward. And that's just how it
Draft
goes.
is funny times.
If you, or somebody you know, wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's slightly too late to get into this season, but there are stand-ins still needed. You're probably going to see them mostly from the player pool, but honestly, there's a good chance we just need, 8 stand-ins tomorrow. You might not necessarily have that. There's in-houses that are starting to happen. There's queues popping. There's lots of discussion. Everything you could want is happening. ld2l.gg. Follow the link to the Discord server. That's where everything's happening. And we'll see you tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, as I'm saying this, or I guess for those of you watching this, probably in a few hours, for PBC versus Reedy. With who knows. See you then.